All right, Shalom. First off, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakahakadash, and double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. All right, first off, I want to say Shalom to the ones that push this word out in truth and sincerity, which are the apostles and elders going down to the brothers. And Shalom to the ones that endured his faith until the very end, until the time of Jacob's trouble, which are again the apostles and elders going down to the brothers and a few sisters. All right, so Shalom. So I want to do this, quick video based on actually, the elder here of Baltimore. He was doing. I've overheard a video that he did. You can look at it on his Biblical Defenders channel, right? Pretty much going into the word Gentile, right? When you go into the word Gentiles, everybody's gonna first off think that the word Gentile is a heathen man, meaning somebody that's not of, what they, the J word. Anybody who's not them is considered a Gentile. So anybody that's not in that land right now is considered a Gentile. So when you go into the word Gentile, man, that's a word that was, placed there. Number one, that was placed there late. That wasn't even a real word. So if I remember, that word was placed in like maybe the 17 or 1800s. That wasn't even originally in the Bible. So, and then I heard him. He went into the old Bible, the John Wycliffe Bible, or even the Bible of 1382. Right? That's the Wycliffe Bible and other Bibles as well. And it don't really say Gentile. It said heathen man. So this is one of my favorite scriptures right here, man. We studied this and I just kept it. I locked into it. This is Revelation 11:2. It says, "But the court which is without the temple leave out, and measure it not, for it is given unto the Gentiles, and the holy city shall they tread underfoot 42 months." Right? So when you go into the word, the court, right? The court which is without the temple. Now in this scripture, the court is the people, right? The people that's, outside of the temple. And the temple is the Israelites. Now in this situation, you see how it wouldn't make sense though, because if Gentiles meant, just meant, people that's not of, the J's, right? Why does it say the court which is without the temple leave out? Why didn't it just say the Gentiles leave out? Right? Why did they have to separate it? Why is the word Gentiles even in the scripture then? Right? Although in this instance, this is still talking about, them other nations. Right? But why would there need to be a separation? Shouldn't it just say, shouldn't it not have the word Gentiles in it in general? Or should it just say the Gentiles leave out the temple? But no, it said the court, which is the people, leave out of the temple, which is of Israel, right? The temple represents Israel, right? Our people. So those that are not our people, they left out, meaning the heathen nations, right? So people get mixed up. They don't understand, the separation with that, because, you got Gentiles as in, again, it's not even an actual word, but you got Gentiles as in, people who are not of, our people, right? Or the J's over there in that land. And then you got the Gentiles who are actually, men that are non-believers, right? That's where people get confused at, because Gentiles just mean, again, heathen man. You can have a heathen man or a stranger that's of your same nation, that is of the same people, right? If these 2/3 out here, they'd be considered Gentiles because they're non-believers, but they're still of our people. So when you go into the commentary, it even talks about it. But in fact, let me get there right now. Why not? That's 1 and verse 2, right? So where it says right here, but leave out the court which is outside the temple. The outer court need not to be measured because it has been given to the Gentiles, right? Now, in this instance, that's talking about the people who are not of ours, right? The other nations, those heathen nations. That's where it's talking about the heathen nations, right? Because it is given unto them. The temple is not given to them. The temple is given to us, the Israelites, not the other nations. So again, it's two instances, just like the elder brings this out all the time. You got two words that mean, different things, but they spelt the same, right? You got, a tie, a necktie, and then you got a tie and a race. He makes this example all the time. So the same thing goes with this. You got Gentiles, as in, what they believe there's heathen nations, and you got Gentiles that is heathen Israelites, which altogether it means heathens in general, right? But let's actually go into the word Gentiles, because I was actually looking into this, and it's crazy that even basic Google, they try to say that it is somebody that's not of, that descendant right there. But when you look further, they cut themselves right then and there, right? If this drop down arrow still works. Okay, here we go. So you got Latin, Latin, and Latin. All three of them are Latin, right? You got gens or gent, right? Which means family or race. And then you got Gentiles, of a family or nation of the same clan. So where, again, but right up here it says a person who is not, I'll say Jewish, right? But then right here it says of a family. Gentiles is of a family or nation of the same clan. So that directly shows that you got heathen Israelites. You got 2/3 out there, which are still our people, right? They're of the same nation, right? They're of the same family and of the same clan, but they're non-believers. So they're heathen Israelites. That completely cuts, this definition right up. They have the nerve to even put this definition right here, say a person who is not Jewish, but right here it just says of a family of the same nation, right, or of the same clan. That cuts it. So, by the Lord's will, this lesson was edifying. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, Bahashim Rakah HaKodash, and Shalom.